210 pounds all the way down to 165. It's one thing to lose weight. It's another thing to lose weight and maintain muscle. This video is not meant to show you how to lose weight. It's to show you how to keep muscle when you lose weight. I made a video about weight loss right here, but this is going to be a little bit different than that. And I'm not saying this is the only method, but this is my method to how I was able to get lean and stay jacked. What we're going to be discussing is a system that consists of 3 locations: the gym, the kitchen, and the grocery store. These places will help us build a system so that we can stay consistent. Starting with the kitchen, this is step 1 to getting rid of your addiction. This is where we throw away the vape, the pipe, the bottle. We are going to be purging the fridge and the pantry. Well, what foods are we going to be purging? Let's take a look at the nutrition facts. Typically, when the calorie count is high, it is a bad food. For example, if an 8-ounce milkshake is 500 calories and an 8-ounce salad is 100 calories, it's the same amount of food, but the density is so much more of the milkshake, you could tell that one is worse for you. Now, this isn't the rule all the time, but it's pretty obvious whenever it's a bad food, right? Chips, chocolate, candy. Let's take a look at what those foods have in terms of nutrition facts. Oh, would you look at that? They're high in saturated fat. Fat isn't bad for you, but saturated fat is. It takes longer to digest, so it's easier to build up. Oh wow, a large amount of added sugar. Fruits are good for you because they don't have any added sugar. They have natural sugar. Candy and pastries have added sugar. Again, harder to digest, easy to consume. So let's take a look at some examples of what we are going to be purging from our fridge and pantry. IPA, Pepsi, Voodoo Ranger. I don't know if you caught it right there. Take a look again at the Voodoo Ranger can. Take a close look. There's no nutrition facts. And the reason that there's no nutrition facts is because if you saw them, you might stop drinking them because they are really fucking bad for you. It's like eating loaves of bread and you don't even realize it. This is literally bread, just with alcohol. I know it's great. I know it's fermented, but wow. At least Pepsi has the balls to show the nutrition facts on the can. They show you how much added sugar and carbs are in there. They don't give a fuck. Why don't beer cans? Just something to think about. We got, what the fuck? We got whole chocolate milk. The reason it's whole is because it has a ton of fat in it. When we're cutting, overall, we want to reduce that number. We want to reduce our carbs and fat so that we don't get fat, right? Plus it has too high of saturated fat and too high of added sugar. Get it out of here. Cranberry juice, it's not real juice, in case you didn't know. Includes 20 some grams of sugar, not juice. That's not juice. It is not natural sugar like you get from a fruit. This is fake, obviously. Apricot spread. I'm counting condiments in this kind of motif here. Look at this lineup right here. Have you picked up on the motif? What is a common theme? Well, they all are liquid. And the reason that liquid is bad is because they are easy to consume. How many beers do you see people normally have? Do people only get 1 soda? No, they get 2, they get 3, they get 4. You just drink them up. Oh, drink them up. Little did they know, they just had 500 to 600 calories of just sugar and carbs. The 2 things that get you fat. Milk, creamer, both of these things just add too much fat, carbs, and sugar. Especially chocolate milk. This is even real juice. Apricot spread. You don't count spread. A lot of people, they put peanut butter and jelly and just think about the peanut butter. What about the jelly? That shit has carbs and sugar. Again, the thing that makes you fat. So pretty much, liquid carbs, liquid sugar. If you got rid of these things, you'd be 80% of the way there. If you got rid of beer and soda, you'd be 50% of the way there. That is how bad just these 2 items are. And they're a regularity. It's unbelievable. And this is just the fridge. These are all just bad liquid calories. Oh God, the actual pantry. Hey guys, do you think the glazed donut holes, do you think that's bad for you? Let's see. Let's take a look. Oh, what else we got in here? Hell yeah. Listen, you do not have a household if you don't have a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos in there. Tell me otherwise, bro. Oh, look at this. The Pop-Tarts. Guys, do we think Pop-Tarts are bad? I don't know. Maybe. If you don't know, Pop-Tarts might actually be the worst food ever. Right up there with pizza. These have some of the worst nutrition facts ever. Wow. Guys, is the pumpkin cheesecake cookie, do we think that's good for us? Do you see how obvious these are? Does it take a genius to think that the pumpkin cheesecake cookie is probably not good for you? If you don't have the nuts to throw this away to get better, that just means that you want the food more than you want to be jacked. And that's fine. Just be honest about it. Don't be like, oh, I want to get jacked. Just stop saying you want to get jacked. It's so obvious, bro. Pumpkin cheesecake cookie. Come on, guys. If you ever wondered what you're drinking whenever you're drinking soda, here you go. Syrup. There it is. Do you think syrup's good for you? Let's take a look. Oh, look at that. Who would have guessed? Now take a look at this little lineup we got here. We got crazy, colorful, poppin' blues, reds, greens. It's so obvious which ones are good and bad for you. Even this dark chocolate pretzel bag. Dark chocolate is better for you than milk chocolate. That's why it kind of looks this way, stands out as the least popular, because this is the healthiest, crazily enough. All these other ones have one goal: draw your eyes. Oh, please don't fall for the trap. Get rid of this shit. Just throw it away. And if you can't, have fun with your food. I don't care. But stop saying you want to be jacked if you can't just throw away the most obvious shit on the planet. Finally made it. We're at the grocery store. The only aisles that we're going into: the dairy aisle, frozen food aisle, the ice cream aisle, the candy aisle, the protein bar aisle. That's it. Let me show you this system. Everything starts from the moment you walk in the door. No, we are not going to be grabbing a cart. Ooh, why are we not grabbing a cart? It's because we are grabbing a basket. The reason we're grabbing a basket is it limits the space that we're allowed to fill from the grocery store. It seems pretty obvious. As soon as you start loading it with stuff, you gotta carry it around. Oh no, you gotta carry it. By the time you fill the basket, you're like, all right, I'm ready to leave. Carrying around this 30, 40 pound basket. For some of y'all, that's not bad, but it gets tiring. You don't want to haul it around for an hour. You want to get in and get out. Just one of the psychological tricks to start by entering the grocery store. The grocery store is meant to trick you. Okay, as you can see, I immediately made my way through the entire store to the dairy section. And that's not uncommon for a lot of people. But what we're getting in the dairy section, the milk, the eggs, the ice cream, it sets a timer. I know that if I don't get this stuff back to my house, it's gonna melt or it's gonna start to go bad. And obviously we don't want that. Again, another psychological trick to get us in and out. So from this dairy section, it's pretty basic. We're not going to be taking any of the whole milk, any of the 2%, 1%. We're going to be taking the skim milk. And I already hear people, where skim milk? It's just milk. It's the same thing. And if you're too baby to be like, oh, milk, this is just for our protein shake. So if you want, just replace it with water. Not a crazy deal. But either way, we're not going to be getting the 1%, the 2%. Comparing the chocolate milk to the skim, it's unbelievable, the difference. Here we are at the egg section. What we're going to do is not get any eggs, actually. The yolk within the eggs contains fat. And again, it's not a bad fat, but we're going to be getting our fat from other places. So we are going to substitute the eggs for egg whites. Egg whites are just pure protein. So it allows you to get the benefits of an egg without also ingesting any of that fat. So when I was listing the aisles that I was going to be going into, I didn't mention a meat or a spaghetti or any of that type of aisles. And the reason for that is because I don't cook. I can't cook. I'm not a good cook. I don't have anyone to cook for me. I also don't have the time to cook. So single meals have been my absolute go-to. This brand Healthy Choice was a regular that I used to get. Grilled chicken and broccoli Alfredo. Not even looking at the nutrition facts on the back. 190 calories, 28 grams of protein. That is ridiculous. That is amazing. And then once you actually look at the nutrition facts, it becomes even crazier. No added sugar, low carbs, low fat, high protein. This is the perfect cutting meal. This is everything that we're looking for. And then guess what else? It only takes 3 minutes to make this. No wonder it's $4. And of course, people are probably looking at that and being like, oh, $4, it's so expensive. And you're right, it is expensive. It's more expensive to clean cut than it is to dirty bulk. I've always said this. However, if you have the money, easily this is your best choice. Grilled chicken marsala, beef and broccoli. You have, what is that? You got a Southwest burrito bowl. And again, if this is too expensive, there's other brands like Lean Cuisine. I think bang for your buck, Lean Cuisine has got it all down. You got your pastas, mac and cheese, turkey, chicken, and vegetable dishes. And they're always on sale. $3.29, 3 for $10, $3.33 a piece. But guys, you are not gonna believe this shit. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. Pizza. Not only does it have only 400 calories for a pizza, which is one of the worst foods ever, it has 21 grams of protein. What? I believe it's a cauliflower crust, but 400 calories for the whole pizza, not like one slice, it's the whole pizza. I promise if you just ate 3 of these 400 calorie pizzas a day, you get jacked. I guarantee it. And of course, you know me, I had to stock up, buy the 3 for $10. What are you doing, bro? And then this one is for all of my price gougers. Look at this, $2.50. Give me a break. Slow roasted turkey breast, 19 grams of protein, 170 calories. It's pretty similar to everything that we've been looking at. This is exactly what you need to find. If it's low calorie, high protein, usually the carbs don't matter. Even if it's like 30 to 40 carbs, that's probably good carbs too. It's probably potatoes, it's probably vegetables. It's when we start to get into the 80 to 100 range, even the 60 plus range of carbs where we might say, is there added sugar? Is there, but this is what we're looking for. Especially if you don't cook or if you don't have time to cook. It's not like these are bad. These are fucking good. Ah, yes, the ice cream. First of all, I want to show off something that isn't ice cream. Popsicles. These bars, they're thick ass popsicles. Look at these macros. 50 calories. That's it for one bar. You could have 3 of these and still only be at 150 calories. And these are delicious desserts. Not a lot of added sugar. There's some added sugar, but not a lot. And it tastes so fucking good. It tastes just like a fruit popsicle. Look at these 35 calories for a popsicle. That is crazy. You could have 5 of these and be under 200 calories. Guys, it's not that difficult. We've got this, brothers and sisters. Can't forget my sisters. I thought this was just funny. Gooey butter cake.
Ooh, whoa, what ice cream shouldn't I buy? I don't know.
These are some of the worst macros I think I've ever seen. This goes alongside beer, Pop-Tarts. If you ate this whole pint, do you know how much saturated fat this is? Maybe I should eat this for when I bulk. I'm serious, guys. If you buy something like this when you're trying to cut, you just don't want to cut. Just be honest. Gooey butter cake? Come on, get the fuck out of here. Ah, what we have here, though, is my holy grail of ice cream. And I've tried a bunch, guys. I've tried Nick's, I've tried Rebel, I've tried Halo Top, but nothing beats protein pints, especially when you're lean cutting. Come on, protein pints. It removes most of the fat from ice cream, most of the carbs from ice cream, and adding protein. Sometimes I have really bad sweet tooth, and I could eat this whole pint in a sweet tooth just like rampage and not even blink at my calorie count. 360, guys. If you're buying the gooey butter cake and not this, you're not serious. So, and yes, I do enjoy Halo Top. Yes, I do. 300 calories for this chocolate. And even these like these mid version ice creams, these 490 calorie ones, normally ice cream is about 1,000 calories per pint. So if you're getting 490, just get the mid. You're cutting it 50%. That's pretty good. Yes, the cookies and candy aisle. Max, why are you in the cookies and candies aisle? The fudge stripes? There's no way fudge stripes had mythical creatures. No. Actually, we need either dark chocolate, I love sea salt caramel, or zero sugar candy. And the reason I enjoy zero sugar candy, especially like these Jolly Ranchers or these caramel candies, is because they elongate the amount of time that you spend pretty much between bites, if you want to think about it that way. If I had a bag of Twix, I could get 500 calories in like 3 minutes, honestly. But if I have these candies, and it takes 10 minutes in order to dissolve one, well, I can only have 6 in an hour. And each of these is only like 30 calories. No, not even. Each of these is like 8 calories, 10 calories. So in an hour, you're only consuming 70 calories in a whole hour. That's why it is so important to get sugar-free, because otherwise you're just loading up on sugar and carbs. One other thing that we are grabbing here is peppermint gum. And the reason it's peppermint is because peppermint is an appetite cleanser, let alone the fact that gum just helps you prolongate the time between calories. Peppermint also reduces the feeling of hunger in your stomach. It's gonna hurt when you get hungry. This reduces that pain. All right, guys, in every single grocery store, you will have an aisle just like this. This is the protein bar aisle. You want to know why it's called the protein bar aisle? Maybe because everything is a protein bar here. Perfect. That's exactly what we need. We need protein bars. Oh my God, what protein bar should I buy? Well, I've made a video about that. So if you want to check that out, here it is. But if you don't want to sit through that video, for cutting, I definitely recommend either these pure protein bars right here. These are only $7 a piece and you get 5 of them, so it's only like $1.50 for each. My second choice is these. I know I did a horrible job of showing this one. This is the Lemon Quest bars. You can't really see it, but I'll show it on the screen. These Lemon Quest bars were delicious, 180 calories, some of the best macros. We're gonna get a box of these. And then usually right next to the protein, there's also the healthy snacks section. We're gonna ignore all of these freeze-dried fruits, all that shit, and we're going to be grabbing seaweed. And you're probably like, what the fuck, seaweed? Hear me out. When we eat chips, the psychological effect it has on us is we eat a lot and it doesn't feel like a lot. But it's still a lot. You can consume 300 calories of carbs just like that. So this seaweed snack is a trick to make us think that we're eating a lot, but we're actually not. Because if you take a look at these macros, wow, great lighting here. It's only 30 calories for 30 pieces, 1 calorie per slice. That is crazy. And then one more carbohydrate snack. I just get rice cakes, nothing crazy. And then finally, what are we gonna drink? Well, it's gotta be something with no sugar. So my go-to was always this diet green tea. 2 for $7, $3.50 a gallon. Oh my God. So good, and it's literally like 0 calories. And with that, we are done with the grocery store portion, finally.
Have a good day, brother.
Here's how my schedule worked for food. I woke up in the morning, I went and worked out. This doesn't have to be the same for you. This could be just you going to work. After about 3 hours of me being awake, I would have my first meal, which was my protein shake, which is skim milk, egg white, protein powder. This gives me only about 350 calories. Lunchtime rolls around. I have one of my microwavable, either pizzas or chicken Alfredo or whatever. One of those microwavable meals. Dinner rolls around. I have one of the microwavable meals. And if I get hungry, I just have either my seaweed or the rice cakes, or I drink the diet green tea, or I have a gum, or I have a sugar-free candy, or I have a sugar-free Jolly Rancher, or I have a sugar-free caramel. So if I get hungry, I don't just kill myself. I have a solution. So pretty much the meals are structured: protein shake, microwavable meal, and if you really need to, at the end of the night, protein shake. And then in between, you have protein bars, you have seaweed, you have rice cakes, you have all the snacks that I showed at the grocery store. Now, is that crazy difficult? I don't think so. It's hard to adjust to, but if you really just control yourself and don't buy the candy and shit, and the ice cream and shit, and the gooey buttery cake and shit, you'll be fine. As long as that shit's not in your house, when you get hungry, you'll go, oh, what do I have? Oh, I have this lean cuisine. Time to eat that. I'll put one last graphic right here to show the schedule. It's not hard. Just follow this and have that food in your house and you'll be good. To finish this video off, we're going to be talking about the easiest part to explain, the gym and the cardio. The reason I say gym and cardio together is because combined, they burn fat faster than any other method. When it comes to the gym, we are going to be performing hypertrophy. You make the concentric portion of the lift pretty quick, not like a power lift, but still pretty quick, while the decentric is slow and controlled, allowing for that muscle to stretch and squeeze. This is the key to hypertrophy training. Now, to go alongside this tempo, you want to shoot for a rep range of around 6 to 10. If you go past the 10th rep, it's too light. If you go below the 6th, it's too heavy. You should fail between 6 and 10 reps. If you want to know what exercises to do, I've made a whole gym program, or just look up best chest exercises for hypertrophy, best back exercises for hypertrophy, etc., and just stick to a consistent program. One thing that you will notice as you lose weight is you will lose power. Force equals mass times acceleration, and as your mass declines, so will your force. This is something that everyone has to accept. I had to accept. I was doing 40% of what I normally do by the time I reached 165. When it comes to cardio, there's a ton of different machines that do different things. But for me, I like to do the incline treadmill as well as the assault bike. The assault bike allows me to sprint, which is an easy way to burn a lot of calories very quickly while also burning fat. Then the incline treadmill allows me to walk at a steady pace while watching a movie or listening to a podcast or listening to a new album. I could just walk 3 hours and burn 1,500, 2,000 calories. Here are some of my numbers that I was putting up during my time on the assault bike and on the treadmill. Now, these are kind of extreme numbers. I did push myself to a very heavy limit, so you don't have to go this far. All you got to do is set that treadmill up to 2.5 incline, 3 miles per hour, and just walk. If you want the process to go faster, get on the assault bike and go fast. So either you're going slow on the treadmill and watching a movie or whatever, or you get your cardio done in like an hour on the assault bike. Your main goal is to get that calorie counter up. It makes you realize very quickly, oh, this small fry at McDonald's, this is 300 calories. That's like 20 minutes on the assault bike. That's like an hour on the treadmill. It makes you look at it a little differently. Especially when we're clean cutting, we don't need any psychological warfare against us. On that note, I think that ends this video. Before it gets too long, before it gets too much information, thank you guys so much for watching. More videos will be to come. I got these new glasses and now I can go do some videos that I've wanted to make. But if you're new here, subscribe, comment. Hopefully this helped some of you guys out. I hope this video helps some of you guys get the body that you want, the progress that you want, the results that you want. I love all you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.